Hi, I'm Connie from The Painted Photographer. I hope you enjoy this video. I'm going to teach you how I use the IOD transfers, DIY paint, and JRV stencils. The Woodland Christmas Transfer set is so fun, and I didn't want to use Mr. Deer. I was saving him for just the right project, and I think this is it. But you can use this same concept on any transfers, any canvas work, any furniture painting. But right now, it's Christmas, so we're gonna use the Christmas transfer. I use a lot of DIY paint. It's so good. If you want any, go to thepaintedphotographer.com, order it online. If you're local to me, Foreman's Farm Home, get your DIY paint. It's so good. Using DIY paint, Jamie Ray Vintage Stencil brush and stencil, I went ahead and used skeleton key and stenciled this deer pattern in multiple areas onto a wood board. I used a brown also just to give that stencil a bit of depth, not just one solid flat color. The JRV stencils are the best. After I did the random pattern, I then went and took DIY paint and added it to the edges, going right over top of the stencil. It's going to be a little transparent so you can see the stencil through some of that DIY paint. And I went ahead and put on multiple colors and multiple layers, giving this board kind of a rusted, aged look. This is the DIY sampler brush. It is nice, good brush. It fits into the 8-ounce bottle of paint, which I absolutely love, and it blends very well. I am putting on the paint right over top of the stencil and keeping it just a rustic kind of pattern and blending that all in. Then I took a sanding block to sand off some of those top layers of paint. I didn't want to use a wet sanding method because the paint would just smear instead of coming off nicely. You can see how much paint is actually coming off with all the dust. And then I just cleaned it all off with a baby wipe to make sure I got all that excess dust and then any other layers that I might want to take off a little bit more. It's important to seal your piece with the DIY Big Top before putting on a transfer. You want to make sure that you seal in all of that dust and dryness of that paint. And putting this Big Top on will help your transfer adhere. Here is Mr. Deer. He's ready to go onto this board. You just lay him down, removing the back, and take the tool that's included with the transfer, and it starts to come off onto the board, and you can see how it just peels it back off with the IOD transfer stick. And it'll get light in color when it's removed from the backing. You can take a quick peek. I like to leave it in the right area in case I have something that didn't come off. Lay it back down, use the stick, transfer it on there, and slowly check to make sure it's all been removed. Then use your sheet
and you're going to burnish it. You're going to make sure there's no bubbles or anything sticking up and really adhere that to that board. I used the DIY clear wax to seal him down and giving that board kind of a nice matte finish. And then I also used a black wax and went in on the edges to give it an aged look. And you can, as long as you use the clear wax first, that dark wax will move around really easily for you. And then you can take a paper towel and wipe it back.
I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you can incorporate that same technique with anything that you're doing. Furniture, canvas, art, anything. It doesn't have to be Christmas. It doesn't have to be Mr. Deer, but he sure was fun. And the stencil is very muted back there, but you can see it, and it's what brings all those yummy layers out. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. I'm on Facebook at The Painted Photographer, and I also sell my IOD products and DIY at thepaintedphotographer.com. If you're local, Foreman's Farm Home in Medford, Wisconsin. Thank you and have a fantastic day. Until next time, happy painting.